It is officially official. Unrivaled is down bad for Caitlin Clark. And obviously everyone is a bit on bated breath. Caitlin Clark will be one of those people, but no one on bated breath more, it sounds like, than Nafisa Collier, Brianna Stewart, and every investor and person involved in Unrivaled.
After months of rumors and endless discussion, Caitlin Clark has finally put all the speculation to rest. Basketball fans have been eagerly waiting to see if the Indiana Fever star and WNBA Rookie of the Year would make the bold move to the up-and-coming 3-on-3 league, which promised fresh excitement, innovation, and a big paycheck. Now, the wait is over, and the answer is clear.
So ESPN have essentially confirmed. They have confirmed that Caitlin Clark will not play in Unrivaled.
Caitlin Clark's decision to focus on her WNBA career instead of joining Unrivaled has given fans and analysts much to think about. It wasn't just about one player, it raised questions about the future of women's basketball. Could a talent like Clark reshape a rising 3-on-3 league, or were her off-season priorities too important to change? By breaking her silence, Clark isn't just making a choice, she's making a statement about her career, her legacy, and what matters most. But what does her decision really mean for the basketball world? And how did Unrivaled's bold campaign end up as one of the year's biggest marketing missteps? In this video, we'll explore the drama, the decisions, and the impact of Caitlin Clark's choice. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit subscribe. Ready? Let's go.
Has decided not to do Unrivaled, even though Aaliyah Boston's doing it, Lexi Hull is doing it, Kate Martin is doing it, and despite all the rumors, and I'm sure the push that was put on her. But Clark has all the leverage in this situation, and I'm not saying she flexed it, but she was comfortable enough in her position to make the decision, and it appears that answer is no.
How did a league that hasn't even played a single game create so much buzz, usually reserved for championship teams? The answer, a relentless marketing campaign that made Caitlin Clark the face of Unrivaled before she even agreed to join. From the start, Unrivaled used Clark's name to draw attention. Fans couldn't help but notice the hints they dropped. Reports surfaced that the league offered Clark a lucrative deal worth over $1 million for a short season, plus equity and revenue shares. They even signed her close friends and teammates, like Lexi Hull, Kate Martin, and Aya Wilson, fueling the speculation that Clark's arrival was on the horizon. To top it off, they locked in a partnership with her longtime sponsor, State Farm. So why did Unrivaled go all in? Because they understood what everyone in women's basketball already knows, the Caitlin Clark effect is real. With the November 20th roster reveal, Unrivaled's hype machine was in full gear, promising to lay the groundwork for the future of the league.
Unrivaled did the funniest thing last night that got a lot of us hooked in. Let me explain what I'm talking about. So just last night, Unrivaled put out this letter.
Big announcement. Unrivaled dropped a teaser with a cryptic hint, an upcoming 22-minute roster reveal video, a nod to Caitlin Clark's jersey number. With 2 open roster spots remaining, the suspense only grew, ramping up the excitement even more before the big reveal.
And reminds you once again, 11 a.m. to 11:22 a.m. Eastern Time. 11 a.m. to 11:22 a.m. is a very specific time frame and a very specific amount of minutes for a video to be 22 minutes. Obviously, we all know that Caitlin Clark is number 22, and that has been the person that has been the most anticipated person that people either want to see in Unrivaled or people are just waiting to see if she is going to do it or not.
Fans eagerly awaited the big reveal, with every tweet, teaser, and leak building anticipation that Caitlin Clark was about to join Unrivaled. But when the day finally arrived, the 22-minute video left viewers confused, frustrated, and still waiting for answers. The 2 open roster spots remained unfilled, and the one name everyone was hoping for, Caitlin Clark, was nowhere to be found. Unrivaled had created a whole spectacle around Clark, but failed to land the star. Fans quickly took to social media, calling it a bait-and-switch, a clown show, and much worse. The league's reliance on vague hints and empty suspense turned what should have been a big moment into a public relations disaster.
They've tried to do everything they could to make the most of the situation. They tried to make the most of Caitlin Clark not playing by hinting everything and basically making people think that Caitlin Clark was going to play.
There's no denying that Unrivaled proved one thing: women's basketball has the power to dominate headlines and spark conversation. By creating an air of exclusivity and mystery, they captured the attention of millions, even if the payoff didn't quite meet expectations. But the big question remains: Can Unrivaled thrive without its most marketable star, or has this spectacle caused more harm than good to a league still trying to make its mark? If you're enjoying the video so far, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We know your time is valuable, and we truly appreciate you. Now, let's get back to the action.
Gotta ask you a basketball question. I know that you work really hard in the off season. You said yesterday you're always trying to get better. What's the thing that you're working on in this off season?
I think, honestly, besides the actual basketball skill part of it, I think getting stronger, that's what I'm focusing on. I'm in the weight room a lot, just building that strength. Obviously, it was hard going right from the college season to the professional season. You don't get to spend a lot of time in the weight room, so that's what I've tried to focus on the most here. And then obviously, a lot of things on the court. I'm always wanting to get better, and that's kind of what drives me, and I love it. I love getting to do it, and I feel very fortunate that it's my job.
After weeks of growing speculation, the basketball world finally got the answer it had been waiting for. Caitlin Clark would not be joining Unrivaled. The news, confirmed by ESPN just hours after the league's highly anticipated roster reveal, sent shockwaves through the sports world, officially ending the rumors that had dominated the conversation for weeks. What made this even more intriguing was that Clark herself stayed silent. No statement, no social media post, no interviews. Her lack of comment only added to the buzz, leaving fans and analysts to wonder what might have influenced her decision.
And unfortunately, for some, and fortunately if you just like Caitlin Clark playing, she's not going to be playing. But at least it means it's less likely she gets injured before the WNBA season.
For the Indiana Fever, the announcement was a win. Caitlin Clark's decision to prioritize her WNBA career reaffirmed her commitment to the franchise, which had built its resurgence around her star power. Fever fans took to social media, expressing both relief and optimism. "This is exactly what we hoped for," one fan wrote, reflecting the confidence Clark's continued presence brings to the team's future. Many were also relieved, as her decision reduced the risk of an injury before her sophomore season.
I know some of y'all were very happy that she's not doing Unrivaled, as, to stick it to the people who treated her poorly.
On the other hand, Unrivaled faced a public relations crisis. After weeks of teasing Caitlin Clark as a potential signing, her absence from the inaugural roster exposed the dangers of relying too heavily on her name. The infamous 22-minute roster reveal, filled with Easter eggs hinting at Clark's involvement, only fueled frustration. Fans and critics slammed the league for overselling a possibility they clearly never had control over, leading to widespread outrage.
They released a 22-minute long video for no reason, and for some reason started it with a timer. So, yeah. There is a random timer for no reason. For absolutely no reason. There is a random timer now counting down for the first 2 minutes of this.
Beyond the frustration, the conversation quickly shifted to Caitlin Clark's reasoning. Some pointed to her demanding schedule, having gone straight from a historic college season into an exceptional rookie year. "She's earned the right to step back," one fan commented, applauding her decision to prioritize recovery and long-term health over short-term financial gain. At its core, Clark's choice highlighted a deeper truth about the immense pressure athletes face, especially those at the intersection of talent, marketability, and media scrutiny. While stepping away from Unrivaled spared her from additional demands, it also reinforced her position as a unique force in women's basketball. Her decision wasn't just personal, it symbolized her belief in the potential for the WNBA to grow and thrive.
Basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast. And then I came here and was trying to give everything I could to this team and kind of move on and put all that behind me and help this team, get back to the playoffs. So I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting.
As the dust settled, all eyes turned to Unrivaled's next steps. Could the league recover from the hype it couldn't deliver on? And for Caitlin Clark, what did this mean for her journey with the Indiana Fever and the future of the WNBA? While Unrivaled may have missed its golden opportunity, Clark's firm commitment to her role with the Fever highlighted her understanding of the bigger picture, the growth of the WNBA and her crucial place as its cornerstone.
Unrivaled just announced their rosters for this upcoming season while simultaneously pulling off the biggest troll in sports history.
Caitlin Clark's rookie season didn't just boost her own status, it changed the entire perception of women's basketball. From packed arenas to record-breaking viewership, her presence sparked a seismic shift in how the league was seen. During her debut season, 21 of Clark's games drew over 1 million viewers each, a first in the WNBA's 27-year history. For comparison, only a handful of games hit that milestone in the previous decade, and Clark even outdrew many NBA games this season. But it wasn't just about the TV ratings. The Fever's home games became an event, breaking attendance records week after week. A franchise that once struggled to fill seats now averaged over 17,000 fans per game, with opposing teams booking larger venues to meet the demand whenever Clark visited. Yet her impact went beyond the numbers. Clark's unselfish style of play lifted those around her, transforming the Fever into serious playoff contenders for the first time in years. Her record-setting assists weren't just impressive stats, they marked the start of a new era of team-focused basketball that was both exciting and effective. Caitlin Clark reignited excitement for women's basketball in a way that many had only dreamed of.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
More history for the Fever rookie!
At this point, continue to be myself, and I think a lot of good will come from that.
The question now isn't just how Caitlin Clark will shape the Indiana Fever, but how she will continue to reshape the entire landscape of women's sports. With another year ahead, her influence is only set to grow. But how far can the Caitlin Clark effect reach, and what does her presence mean for the future of the WNBA as it seeks to capitalize on this unprecedented momentum? Unrivaled entered the spotlight with high hopes of revolutionizing women's basketball, but Clark's decision to turn down their offer left the league at a crossroads. The backlash exposed a deeper issue, their heavy reliance on one player's star power to drive the league's debut. By focusing so intensely on Clark, they unintentionally highlighted a weakness in their roster-building strategy. While the league boasts prominent WNBA stars like Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, the absence of Clark, its most marketable figure, left a noticeable gap. Critics questioned whether Unrivaled's vision could truly succeed without her. Analysts pointed out that the league's future would depend on its ability to captivate fans with dynamic gameplay and compelling matchups, whether or not Clark was involved.
See how Unrivaled does without Caitlin Clark? They could still succeed, but we know what it would have meant if they had secured her on one of those rosters.